Subject: how to keep the human body free from illness, adopting the tricks of respiration in Indian yoga. I am Dr. Raghuram Narayan Chakravarti, speaking from Sri Sri Jitendra Kusum Vedanta Bhiti, Jogapit Mandir, India. Today I shall discuss about the tricks of keeping our health apart from illness according to Indian yoga, balancing the heat and cold of the body by the process of controlling the human respiration throughout the day and the night. The physical universe is controlled by two primary forces, heat and cold. The character of heat is to expand and the character of cold is to contract. The infinite space is the coldest most whole, which is the mother of all visible and invisible universes, and it is lightless. In early stage of space, there was no light, no vibration, nor any particle, or any frequency, or any expression of force or dynamicity, but bearing the potentiality of creating all universes with all kinds of energies, powers, and vitality, consciousness, etc. What was the condition before the creation of the universe or the Big Bang of the two-day science of physics and astronomy? Nobody can answer it. Indian Upanishads called it as Tamaha. The great Veda called it as Parama Brahma, and Indian yogis call it as Parama Shiva, who is the platform of all creations. How is that Parama Shiva? They described it as an infinite consciousness of Sat, Chit and Anandam. This infinite consciousness can create all the universes, visible or invisible, in a twinkling of eye from a single point of infinite mass with infinite gravity, which the Big Bang theory of science admits, and it can also draw and concentrate all the expanding universes to a single point called the Brahma Bindu. How and why this expansion and contraction of the universe is caused by this infinite consciousness, the Parama Brahma? It is called that the Teja, that is the potential energy of this consciousness, concentrates at a point according to his willpower, which ultimately transforms into heat energy and ultimately blasts as a Big Bang and create the universes which are the hottest most at the time of creation to the lap of coldest most, the mother, the infinite space, the infinite consciousness. From that time, the two powers of omnipotent soul are controlling all the universal phenomena involving the life functions of the living beings. In Indian Puranas and in Sri Sri Chondi, a part of Markandeya Purana, these two forces are called Madhu and Kaitava, who were generated from the hearing power controlled by infinite space of Narayana, the omnipotent infinite consciousness or the Satchidananda Brahma. The flow of willpower of that omnipotent consciousness is flowing in a circular, spiral and linear motion throughout the visible and invisible universes spontaneously and received by The receiving center, that is the Sahasrara Chakra, situated in the cerebrum of the human brain and stimulating the spinal cord and central nervous system together with the Ida, Pingala and Sushumna nadis. Those who, when stimulated, controls the respiratory functions of the human being. When this urinary is stimulated, respiration is conducted through the left external nostril of the human being, causing coolness of the whole body, and the root of this urinary is situated at the left side of the human spinal cord from down to up to the brain, and then again down to left nostril, stimulating the respiratory air to flow through the left nostril, subsiding the body heat to a certain level to make easy the physiological or life functions of the human body. In the same way, when Pingala nadi is stimulated, the respiration is conducted through the right external nostril, rising up the body temperature of the human being. Pingala nadi is situated at the right side of the spinal cord from its lowest point to up the brain and ultimately going to the right nostril, accumulating the heat energy and rising the body temperature. So we have seen that left-sided urinary lowers down the body temperature while the Pingala nadi rises the human body temperature. Now, if we minutely observe the mode of respiration going on through the left and right nostrils simultaneously, we shall find the respiratory air is flowing for some time through the left external nostril, and after that it is flowing through the right external nostril. In this way, in the 24 hours of a day and a night, the respiratory air changes its pathway for 24 times alternately from left to the right or from right to the left. In total count of a day and a night, the respiratory air flows 12 times through the left nostril and 12 times through the right nostril. When it flows through the left, it cools the body, and when flowing through the right nostril, it heats up the human body. In this way, alternate flow of respiratory air maintains the heat and cold balance of the body, and this alternate change of heat and cold induces the electrical force to produce in the body like a dynamo beat to conduct the nerve functions. When this heat and cold balance of the body is strictly maintained by controlling the respiratory function of the body, the physiological function of the body goes normal. If this heat and cold balance of the body is hampered by any way, the normal physiological function of the body is changed and the human body becomes ill. Now we see that at the daytime, the sun rises on the sky and his radiation of heat warms up the whole external atmosphere. If our body system is exposed to the heat of sun or warm weather, the internal body heat and cold balance will break and body will be extra heated. As a result of this extra heat of the body will suffer from the diseases caused by heat, as for example, fever, sunstroke, headache, and attack of bacteria and viruses which work best in higher temperature, causing the illness of the body. If our left-sided urinary can be stimulated in the daytimes, flowing the respiratory air through the external left nostril, due to its cooling effect, the internal body heat may be lower down and not will be so high up to cause any illness of the body. In this way, we can maintain the heat and cold balance of the body in a normal range and avoid illness. In the same way, after the sunset, when the night comes, due to disappearance of sun heat, the external environmental temperature gradually lowers down and the body heat of the human body also gradually loses its heat and becomes cooled down. So the heat and cold balance of the body again comes to be disturbed. If in this time we can stimulate the right-sided Pingala nadi, which can rise up the body heat by flowing the respiratory air through the right external nostril, the body temperature may rise up to a normal state and the heat and cold balance of the human body may be set in a normal range. So at night, if the respiratory air flows through the right nostril, the human body will remain far from illness. Because if the body heat is gradually lowered for a long time, illness due to cold attack, that is sneezing, throat pain, even cold fever may occur in the body. So we see that if we can be able to flow the respiratory air through the left nostril in the daytime and through the right nostril at night, the heat and cold balance will be maintained for 24 hours of a day and a night. Now the question arises, how can we make the respiratory air bound to flow according to our will? This can be done by the following processes, which I am discussing here. If our respiratory air is flowing through the left nostril and we desire it to be flow through the right nostril, then we should lie down in the bed left-sidedly so that our left armpit lies upon the left arm, pressing the left armpit and the right shoulder to the up position. After some time, we shall see that the respiratory air is flowing through the right nostril. In the same way, if we like to change the respiratory air from right nostril to the left nostril, we should lie on the bed right-sidedly, pressing the right arm by right armpit for some time. Then we shall see that the respiratory air is flowing through the left nostril, and in this way we can control our respiration and maintain the heat and cold balance of the body, maintaining our health far from away from illness. This is the tricks of Indian yoga, which is a natural process destined by the Supreme Omnipotent One, the Cosmic Soul, the Parama Brahma, Shiva. Hari Om Tat Sat Om.